Hey, the World Cup is right around the corner, and if you are so inclined, what better way to enjoy a game than with a little beer alongside as you watch your favorite team hopefully win? If not, a beer after a bad loss, that's not too bad either. And there is one local brewery, they are celebrating. They are getting ready. They are getting ready to kick off this tournament with a little bit of international flair here. We're talking about Monday Night Brewing. They have partnered with breweries over in Spain and the Czech Republic to create two limited edition beers inspired by the flavors, the culture, and the energy of some of the countries represented in Atlanta's World Cup matches. Here to talk about it, joining us live, two fellows who are at the heart of this operation. We've got Peter Kiley, the Chief Product Officer and Brewmaster, and forgive me, here I don't even, Joel Iverson. Joel, we're so
Joel,
excited to have you on that I forgot your name there, but we're glad to have you on now. And I know your title because you're the co-founder and CEO, so I shouldn't have forgotten the big boss's name. But we're glad you were both here. Thanks for
it's a
joining
big
us.
boss.
All right,
Yeah,
fellas.
thanks for having us.
So World Cup is coming up. Let's talk about the beer. Let's talk about the matches. Let's start with what y'all have cooked up over at Monday Night Brewing. What do you have on tap for people who are going to come out and enjoy these matches at your brewery?
We have got two awesome beers. So the first one we have is a beer that we made with our friends over in the Czech Republic, which is just a classic Czech lager, easy drinking beer. We've done some fun things with it, but really wanted to capture the culture and the spirit of Czech beer. And then the other one is a really wild beer, but it turned out amazing. This is a paella inspired New England IPA. So a hazy IPA, awesome flavor. We got smoked paprika, Spanish saffron, Spanish orange juice, and then these things called anchovy hops, which taste nothing like anchovies,
Don't
I
worry.
promise you. So
Can
two
I?
really
Yeah,
fun,
let me
exciting
ask the
beers.
obvious question on that one. Paella, a famously most of the time seafood dish. Folks don't often think of that as going well in a beer combo, but here you are, you've got it, and people are going to get to try it. And it seems like as you all were experimenting, you like the results of this.
This thing turned out great. We're also going to have some paella being served up this upcoming Sunday, the day before I think it's on the 14th. So people will get to try an authentic paella right next to this beer, and I think they're going to be very pleasantly surprised.
And that bright sort of yellow color from the saffron kind of comes through in the beer itself, and then the flavor is just unbelievable.
So let's talk about this. Obviously, on one level, it's just cool to talk about local business. It's cool to talk about beer. This is fun, right? But there's more to it. I mean, the World Cup on some level is about what's going on the pitch, but it's also about bringing cultures together from all around the world, letting people interact with other folks from places where they don't spend a lot of time. And in some ways, do you see what y'all are doing and partnering with these international breweries as sort of a continuation of that theme of international connectedness?
Yeah, I think so. We say here at Monday Night Brewing, our purpose is to deepen relationships over some of the best beer in the world. So we're all about making amazing beer, but the relationships and the human connection that forms around beer is really what we're all about. And so this started as kind of a crazy idea. We're like, how are we going to do something exciting around the World Cup? And then we started thinking about, all right, we're Atlanta. Atlanta, I think, is the most hospitable city in the United States. We love welcoming people from the rest of the country and the rest of the world. And then we thought, hey, beer is this collaborative industry. Let's find a craft brewery in some of these countries that are going to be coming to Atlanta, and then let's make a beer with those people. And so it was this crazy journey, which Peter can talk about, flying to the countries, meeting with the brewers, coming up with each of these beers. And then ultimately, this is about welcoming people from all these countries that are coming to Atlanta. We want to say Atlanta is here, we are hospitable, and we as a business just are so excited to host you.
Peter, can you tell us a little bit more about the process? It seems like this was kind of a quite involved series of meetings and I guess phone calls and visits and a kind of a long experimentation process to get here.
It was hard work, but someone had to do it. What can I say? It's definitely one of the but I like to believe that when it comes to creating something and collaborating with people, especially when we're trying to essentially capture another country's culture and put it into a can, it really just required some like hands-on approach. So we flew out there. I brought my two young kids and my wife, and we went around. We got a bunch of inspiration, going to great farmers markets, really just tasting through each country and kind of just working with our favorite brewmasters to create something that was authentic to their culture, to their country, and bring it back home. So when people do come here for these games, I can only imagine if someone from the Czech Republic or from Spain were to be here and they would say, "Oh my gosh, that's my favorite brewery back home. I can't believe they made a beer with Monday Night Brewing." That to me is just what this is all about. It's really
Well,
cool.
it sounds like a lot of travel, but I think Joel gave you a good assignment on that one. That's a good work
He
day. That's
killed
a good
it.
work
He
trip.
killed it.
I think it's as good as it gets, guys. I got nothing to complain about. Just happy to be here.
Well, let's talk about some other folks who I suspect are going to be happy to be there. World Cup fans. They're coming to Atlanta. There are lots of places to go and enjoy these matches. You can, of course, go over to the stadium, go over to the Bend. You can watch it in person. There are also lots of watch parties all over the place and counties all across the metro. There's going to be a lot of excitement. The stoke's going to be high. And I know one of the places you can go and watch is at your tap rooms. You guys are kind of rolling out the red carpet, the welcome mat, to try to get soccer fans into your facilities and enjoy the beer and the games there, right?
That is the plan, yeah. And I think it's both these beers, which we'll have in our tap rooms. We'll have some accounts around town that are going to be carrying kind of limited amounts of these on draft as well. And we ultimately, again, we want to be the most hospitable, welcoming brewery to all these people coming into town. And so we're going to have games up here at our main headquarters here at Monday Night Grove. Got a big 20-foot massive LED outside screen. We're going to be showing every single game, and we're going to have awesome beer and great food and plenty of other options for everyone to enjoy.
Peter, you've been if I'm hearing right, kind of the point person in working with these international breweries. Is there something that you learned that transcends sport, that transcends brewing from your experience working with these folks from other cultures that you think is going to stick with you?
I can tell you a hangover is a hangover no matter which country you're in.
Boy, put that
No,
on a
but
bumper
really,
sticker. That's nice, Peter.
but really, I think that it's, no matter what the language is, no matter what the culture is, a lot of people just really have the same passion. They want to explore flavor. They really care about community. They want to share stories, and they really wanted to share the human experience with each other. So I think that beer has always been one of those great conduits. And to Joel's point, we're just so deeply rooted in hospitality that our goal was just to make sure that when someone comes to our place, whether they're from Atlanta or they're from Spain or the Czech Republic or anywhere else in the world, that they can get a drink, they can have some food, and they can share an experience of just the human experience with like-minded people, hopefully. So, yeah.
There's so much chatter in the world right now. I'm sure y'all have had conversations like this too about the fact that it is so easy to stay within your own silo. We have our phones, we have the algorithms, we have the apps, and you can just get really absorbed in your own bubble. I would argue more than at any time in human history. When you look at your work, when you have your tap rooms, you're brewing the beer, when you're trying to create these spaces for people to come and enjoy and be around each other, in the back of your mind is somewhere a thought that you're trying to create spaces where people can meet others and kind of cross boundaries.
I mean, that is, we were talking about it recently with our leadership team. A young person today spends 45% more time completely alone than 10 years ago, someone in their mid 20s. And it's all those things that you just described, right? People are isolated, they're alone, they're by themselves. And we have, again, our purpose is deepening relationships over some of the best beer in the world. And we really believe that, there is a bigger purpose than just making beer. It's making beer and bringing people together and creating community and creating connection. And not just in Atlanta, but globally. Beer is this amazing thing that brings people together across cultures and socioeconomic divides and everything else.
All right, guys, we are short on time. Just one last question here for Peter. To somebody who has got a lot of options, they can go and enjoy the World Cup at so many different places in the metro. Your message to them to invite them to y'all's space and to try your beer would be what?
Don't be scared. Come have a beer with me. You know what I mean? We're here to have a good time, and the World Cup's going to be here this summer, so come enjoy it. Come be with us. Have a beer.
And Joel, where can they do that? Give us a website, address, whatever people need to do to know where to find you.
Yeah, MondayNightBrewing.com. We've got two main locations here in Atlanta, the Grove and the Garage, about 5 miles apart, both within inside the city and both close to kind of where everything's going to be happening. And come on in and come enjoy.
All right, Peter Kiley and Joel Iverson with Monday Night Brewing, brewing up some excitement ahead of the World Cup. Guys, next time we got to do this interview here, you can bring some of those samples into the studio. We can enjoy them together. Thank you, fellas. Good luck at the World Cup, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Cheers.